Welcome to my new viewers and welcome back to my still viewers. Hi. Today inside the crystal locket will be unlocking jobs that pay you to become wealthy. Yes, jobs that pay you to become wealthy. Now, before we get into that, if you really want the keys, subscribe for your first key. Hit that notification bell when it's time to unlock the next, lock. And to let me know you've done all that in the comments below, let me get a lock and key emoji so I can show you some love. All right, but for real, no, seriously. We're gonna talk about jobs that pay you to become wealthy. And you're looking at me like, what? There's jobs that can pay you to become wealthy? Well, before you go and quit, your job, before you go put in your 2 weeks notice, before you go give your boss, choice words, don't do that. Just watch the video. And by the end of this video, you'll understand what jobs are really out there that'll pay you to become wealthy. So the first thing you would have to do, don't go searching for a job. Don't go looking for a job. Don't go searching. Don't go quitting your job or anything like that. The first thing you need to do is to establish first if you actually have income currently. Do you currently have some money coming in, and how often do you have that money coming in? That's the first thing you need to figure out first. Okay, for example, me, yes, I have income coming in, and I have my income come in 2 weeks, like most people who work, right? Okay, cool, I have that, great. So the second thing you need to do is figure out if you already have a bank account. Most people generally have a bank account. You have your bank account, and do you have credit cards? And do you use cash or have cash? These are, some of the payment methods that people do use. So you have those. So you need to go through those statements and go through those receipts and just browse and take a look at what's being spent and what's going on. Because the third thing you need to do is you need to figure out what you're spending on. What you're spending this income on, because there's things that we have to spend money on, like a roof over our heads, etc., etc. And then there's things that we probably don't necessarily need to spend, but we do it anyway, like 17,000 cups of coffee, Uber trips, when literally the place we need to go is like down the street or maybe a bus or train away. Okay, so go through, all your little statements, your credit card statements, your bank statements, cash receipts, if you have those, and figure out, make it separate lists, 2 separate lists. Things that I need to spend my money on, I need a roof over my head, but I don't need these coffees. I don't need to take an Uber or a Lyft everywhere. Don't need to buy hair all the time. Don't need to get 17 outfits to take for Instagram just to have clothes sitting there. Whatever. I don't know your life. I don't know. But make those 2 distinct lists, because we want to make sure that I want you to see where your money is actually going, and I want you to see how much money you're spending, because like I know for me, I was buying coffee all the time. Sometimes I still do, but I've cut back a lot. I've either made coffee at home or cut out coffee, and maybe I'll substitute for like teas, especially like herbal teas. I really like herbal teas, or lemon water, which is fantastic. Warm lemon water in the morning, oh my God. Anyways, once you figure out where you're spending, where your money's going, you can focus on where your money needs to go. So after you've done that, the 4th thing you need to do, because you want to, well, part of the 3rd thing, you want to pick through what you've been spending and figure out where you cannot spend. You don't need to buy lunch all the time, right? You don't need to take that Uber everywhere. You don't need to buy 17,000 cups of coffee all the time. Those are things that you don't have to spend on. So then after you've established that, the 4th thing you need to do, and you're like, what are you saying? You're not telling me what jobs pay you to become wealthy. Hold your horses. Hold your horses. I promise. Just listen. So the 4th thing you need to do after you've established where you want your money to go and where you don't want your money to go, you want to then, your very next paycheck, pay period, however you're getting paid, the very next time you get paid, pay yourself first. What? Yes, you have to pay yourself first. That's the first thing you have to do. And you do that with a totally separate bank account. But I already have a bank account. Yes, you have a bank account that you use all the time that you have access to. This new bank account that you're going to establish before you get paid again, this is going to be a bank that is like totally out of the way. You want to go way out of the way, and you don't want a card attached to this account. Why? Because you're going to pay yourself first. You're going to pay yourself 20% of your income. Ma'am, why am I paying myself 20%? You want to find the job that pays you to get wealthy, yes. You always act, I don't have enough money, I can't do this, I can't do that because I don't have enough money, right? Right. Raise your hand, leave a comment if you can't pay yourself 20% right now first of your income. That's fine. Pay yourself 10%. But I can't afford 10% either. Well, what you can afford is maybe $5. You can afford maybe $10, $15, $20, $25. I don't care if you have to pay yourself $17.58, $3.95. Just put something away every pay period automatically into that savings account that you cannot touch. But how is that going to help me find a job that's going to make me wealthy? You have those credit card bills, you probably have student loans, you have this, you have that, right? That you have to pay off and everything. Because number 5, what you're going to do is pay the things that you need to pay after you pay yourself. Yourself comes first. Like, me first. You first. You want to have that squared away just in case emergency, anything. Have yourself squared away, right? Then you'll pay what you need to pay. You need a roof over your head. You have to pay rent. You have to live, right? You need to have some type of way to contact people, connection. You want to pay down your debt because it's just like I'm swimming in debt, student loans, car notes, whatever the case may be. You want to get rid of those, right? Right. Okay. So paying those things next is because those are necessities. You can't live without those, so to speak. Well, you can't live without them. You can't live without the electricity. You need to see. You need to eat food. After you're paying down, you're paying your living expenses and you're paying down debt. And now you have this savings account that money's automatically going into. And then as you're paying down your debts, you're then increasing your credit worthiness. And also, you have this now savings account that we're not touching, we're not thinking about, we don't know anything, we just know that it's building. And sometimes after our debt and stuff, responsibilities go down, we may increase the amount that we want to put in here, sporadically, whatever. After that, in time, creditors and people that you want to maybe borrow from and do things with will look at you and say, hey, you've been paying this down, you've been making this excellent credit history, and not only that, when you want to go and buy a house or something like that, hey, I have this money squared away and stashed away, right? So that money that you've had stashed away, that then is going to help you be the catalyst for you to start buying things like stocks and bonds and 401ks and IRAs and buying land and buying businesses or maybe creating your own business that you will eventually step away from and don't have to put in the work into. These type of investments are called assets. And what do assets do? Assets build wealth. Ta-da! The keys. Yeah, assets build wealth. So at the end of the day, what you're doing essentially is you're assessing where your money's going right now. You want to make sure that you already have income, first of all. Then you're assessing where your money's going, where you're spending your money on, where your money's going. Then you're looking at your money and saying, you know what? I spend entirely too much on this stuff, which I don't need to. And I need to be putting money, into my living and also to paying down debt and taking care of the responsibilities that I have to pay for so that I can free up money that I can save to invest in myself in stocks and bonds and businesses and buying homes and insurances and stuff like that, because that is called investing in assets, and assets again builds wealth. You get me? Tell me you get me. Please tell me you understand where I'm coming from. I hope so. I tried to make this as simple as possible. I don't know. I could be wrong. Because the job that you're doing right now, that's the job that's going to pay you to become wealthy. If you take into account these steps that I told you, because I started doing this, all these steps that these tips that these keys, we unlocking stuff right now. So yeah, that's what's happening. That's what's happening. You're like, no, that doesn't work. There's a job out there. That's not a, what? Pause. Let me tell you something right now. Right now, I work a part-time job and I get paid every 2 weeks and I get paid for 30 hours and I get paid twice a month generally. And I set up, that separate account that I don't touch. I don't know anything about, blah, blah, blah. And I automatically have money deposited into that random account. And then I also stopped spending. I've assessed where my money was going, stopped spending, and put my money from where it doesn't need to be to go into what it does need to go to, such as my debt and my student loans and stuff like that. And in time, my savings is growing, my debt is decreasing, my credit is increasing, and when I'm ready to purchase my home, when I'm ready to buy stocks and have more money to invest in a 401k or IRA or something like that, I can do that all with this job that I currently have. That's paying me to become wealthy. That's what the keys is for. That's what I'm telling you. The key, I don't got the keys, but the crystal locket, you can have the keys to the crystal locket and to all these little tips and tricks that'll get you going if you subscribe, hit that notification bell, and then let me know in the comments with a lock and key emoji that you've done all that. That's your set of keys right there. You'll automatically be notified when it's time to unlock a new gem. I'm just saying. Let me know if this helped you. Let me know if you found this information valuable. Comment, questions, concerns, fears. I need you to share this video. If you've ever heard of anybody who's asked about money, who's tired about money, I need more money, any issues about money and don't know what to do, share this video with them, especially if they look. We need this. We need this kind of information because it's not taught in schools. It's not taught at home. It's not readily information that's available. And I have it as much as I have. Quick and easy, as simple, break it down as simple as possible for you. All right. I hope you enjoyed this information. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Get them keys.